Hi everyone, we are going to wait until 9:05 for the adjudicators. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final round of paper presentation EEC in Action 2021. Thank you so much for participating, and hopefully all of you will get more knowledge and also experiences from this competition. Let me introduce myself. My name is RR Halimatuhana, and I will be the moderator of this final round, and also I'm as the steering committee of paper presentation EIA 2021. For today's final, we will introduce to you three adjudicators of paper presentation. The first adjudicator, we have Mr. Zuhairan Yuni Yunan. Next. The second adjudicator, we have Mr. Arif Darmawan. And the third adjudicator, we have Mr. Diki Alfandi. Hello, sir. How are you? Hello, sir Diki. How are you?
Hi, Hannah. I'm doing really great. I hope
Okay,
all you
that's
guys can
good.
have the same situation.
Okay, ready for judging today ya, Kak?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, I will also want to say congratulations to the top 5 finalists of paper presentation. Congratulations for making it this far. For this round, there will be 5 finalists who will present their paper in the form of PowerPoint. But before we start the round, there will be several points that all participants must pay attention to. Number one, the participants will be called 3 times in a row based on their turn to perform or first change. The participants who don't show up at the first call 3 times in a row or the first change will be called on the last turn or the second change. The participant who don't come to the second change, unfortunately, will be disqualified. Number two, when the participants present their paper, the timekeeper will provide warning signals by showing the time every 5, 7, and 9 minutes on the chat box. Number three, the participant will present their paper without interruption for no longer than 10 minutes. And number four, the adjudicators will ask the participants on their oral presentation for up to 10 minutes. Therefore, the total time given to each participant is 20 minutes. And nobody is allowed to enter or exit the Zoom meeting while the presentation is ongoing. And number six, all participants are allowed to watch the ongoing presentation for other participant and must remain silent while the other participant participant is delivering his or her presentation. And lastly, please stay in the Zoom meeting until the last participant finish the presentation because there will be the general feedback from our educators. All right, I will be announcing once again for the number of participants as presentation order. First, we have Mr. Robi Ananda from EEC Unila. Second, we have Ms. Rapida from University of Sriwijaya. Third, we have Ms. Rifka Puspawarni from University of Technocrat Indonesia. Fourth, we have Ms. Junjungani Masratu Rahmatsani from University of Airlangga. And last, we have Ms. R.R. Halimatuhira from University of Lampung. Okay, all right. The final round will be held in this room, which is the main room. So we are going to allocate the finalist number 2 until the finalist number 5 to the breakout room. So please stay in the breakout room, and the committee will call each participant one by one. Okay, perfect, everyone. We are going to allocate the participant first, yeah. And also welcome to Mr. Zuhairan Yunimiunan, one of our educators. Hello, sir. How's life?
Yes, how are you all?
Okay,
Sorry,
I think
I'm late.
Oh, it's okay, sir. Welcome, sir. All right. All right, fantastic. We have allocated for the participant number 2 and the participant number 5. So yes, without further ado, we are going to start the final round. So for the first participants, we have Mr. Robi Ananda. Hello, Sir Robi.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, nice. Okay, sure. You can make sure your microphone is audible and not choppy, yeah?
Okay. Am I clear enough to say anything?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, thank you.
Wait for the for the PPT, yeah?
I'm sorry, am I allowed to start or not?
Yes, okay. You can start now and enjoy the presentation, and time is yours.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. Moving back before. Okay. Indonesia is not composed on the map boundaries, but the role of its youth in building the nation. The World Bank projects that in the next 20 years, Indonesia is set to become the world's top 10 economic powerhouse. The question is, does Indonesia ready to face that vigorous opportunity? To answer that question, allow me to explain my idea entitled Desa Digital Bootcamp Center, implementation of cross-community entrepreneurship program for supporting sustainable economic development in rural clusters. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings, dear honorable judges and fellow committees. My name is Robi Ananda, contingent from the Green Campus, University of Lampung. Next. Bureau of Statistics survey in 2020 noted there are currently 27.5 million people living under the poverty line. This is the same amount as the entire population of the entire Australian continent. Moreover, the poverty rate in rural sites is almost 2 times higher than urban areas, causing the new rise of inequality. The recent issue of the pandemic and rapid IT development releasing the new casualty for those who live in the marginalized society, such as village or hamlets. To overcome that, Sharma, in her publication, stated that by strengthening community entrepreneurship can become a prominent solution to reduce regional imbalances, assuring a more equitable distribution of income and wealth. So, what if we can utilize local potential and advance our rural entrepreneurship for sustaining the national economy in the long run? And that's how the framework of Desa Digital is all about. Next. The Desa Digital Empowerment Program elaborates the Small Business Development Center or SBDC and the inclusivity of digital marketing in the form of series integrated projects. This deals with the problems faced by the new entry businesses as expressed by Hadi Purnomo, the lack of resources, low household management system, and fewer digital literacy that led to unequal business ecosystem. The concept of the program OVERT is composed into two primary phases. Initiation and preparation are the phase to expand the information towards local community and officials about the system model. This phase consists of socialization, conducting demographic and geographic feasibility assessment, submissions of proposals, and announcement of future partners. The second phase is the most vital part of the program itself, the implementation. This phase consists of recruitment, workshops, training, monitoring, evaluation, and organizing activity reports in a centralized manner. The scope of the projects will be subsidized into three primary levels by collaborating the community, local businesses, and joint external partners. Level 1 focuses on the foundational terms such as providing financial assistance and introduction to household management system. Level 2 consists of planning and technical provision of advanced businesses and applying the social and environmental impacts of each industry. Level 3 programs are in the form of expanding the market potential, product specialization, business licensing, collaboration with partnership to increase marketing productivity. Next. Capital is also an essential aspect in supporting the sustainability of a business. Unfortunately, decent access to financial institutions, primarily in rural areas, make it really challenging as costly acquired from some rural community. For that reason, within the Desa Digital program, we were proud to say we announced the crowdfunding scheme, allowing open access to a broader community to invest in emerging small businesses and MSMEs. And this is the how following concept going to work out. First, businesses will carry out the series of registration and eligibility process by the DESA Digital SBDC regional team or local agent. After being declared pass, there will be a validation phase in regards of sending business details information towards the crowdfunding developer agency and the third party stakeholder. The accumulated investment fund from the investor then will be channeled towards the designated businesses. The payment or repayment scheme will be carried out directly using the electronic wallet transaction or through the agent to be deposited into the crowdfunding institution and later on to the final client. In the bankruptcy or credit jam cases, installment will utilize the temporary bad debt reserve until the businesses can complete the full payment. Next, to manage all that complex system, we also introduce the DESA digital application. Next. Each project member will have access to a communication forum, a progress tracker, and integrated project management database simply by utilizing a unique ID given during the program developer and process. Features provided within it, such as e-shop, an integrated marketplace collaborating with third-party e-commerce in one single platform. The idea is to increasing market accessibility and visible management system. FinStats or financial statistics as the series transaction information processing and modeling to enhance financial literacy and inclusion. Channels and communication as a project database and synchronized dashboard. Market trend analysis. By embedding machine learning technology, this AutoCAD feature provides analysts with real-time market trends, to suiting the manufacturing process of our industry. Within this, the benefits obtained by the businesses include reduction of costs, centralized marketing, increased MSME's bargaining power, and of course, as a financial support. And that's going to be a win-win solution for both the agent manager, businesses, and of course, developers. Next. Within the model, there are going to be several parties involved who take part during the process. The DESA Digital SBDC agent is the team in charge for implementing, monitoring, and evaluating projects, local businesses, and society as the main object and target of the program, NGOs as the communication channels and program promoters, external partners consisting of e-commerce, crowdfunding developers, industries and professionals, and of course, higher education. The last but not least is the government itself as the supervisor and regulator. In this scale of implementation, the program will be divided into 3 time phases. Within 6 to 12 months of conditioning includes preparation of technical resources and creating supporting infrastructure. In the scope of 1 to 3 years, includes implementing a pilot project, evaluation, and updated expansion within a limited range. In 5 to 10 years, we include a broad penetration across the nation and create an emerging sustainable digital business system for our small MSMEs. Next. We believe small businesses and rural sites are the assets for the national economy. Therefore, empowering it should be a long-term investment. Next, within the DESA Digital Program, the outcome will be increased economic productivity, supporting rural competitiveness, boosting financial technology inclusion, and of course, as a companion program towards the One Village, One Product strategy from the central government. Next. Moving on into the conclusion. It needs to be understood that one thing that cannot be denied is development of inequality is still a paradox that accompanies the nation's development process. Overcoming it cannot be partial and requires new synergic breakthroughs. Hence, as the tagline opposes, empower, literate, and digitalize, the DESA Digital Bootcamp Center focuses in developing local entrepreneurship skill set to stay above the curve and ready to face the dynamic era of globalization. With this synchronized project path, we can unleash the potential of our emerging small businesses and industries. Hopefully, this opportunity can become a progressive solution to eradicate poverty, create new jobs, and supporting innovation. And of course, as the effort to realizing the Sustainable Development Goals towards Indonesia Mas 2045. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much for the amazing presentation. And we are going to continue to the next session, which is the question and answer session. And I will give it to the educator. The educator, time is yours.
Who's the first? Anna?
It's random, Kak. You can
random.
just start.
All right. Okay, let me first. Thank you, Robbie, for your great presentation. I just wondering about your saying about the poverty eradication. I think, can you make clear how this program can reduce the poverty? As we know that currently Indonesia increased the poverty percentage regarding the World Bank data. And the second one, about the lack of our infrastructure regarding the network connection, how this application can reach. I mean, we know that our village currently has no internet connection, or our remote area is difficult to get the access to the financial infrastructure. So how you explain this issue? Thanks, Robbie.
Okay, committee, am I allowed to answer now? Yes or not?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Zuhairan, for the amazing question. So basically, the Desa Digital Bootcamp Center is some kind of community business incubation model that utilize the digital ecosystem and local potential in arranging of our small businesses. So in the case of the poverty level, we all know that the pandemic causes some serious impact towards our development to eradicate a long-term poverty. By utilizing this model, we can unleash the small potential, the hidden potential of our small village within the nation, using a business incubation and business empowerment program. And using this holistic strategy, we can create new innovation, new product, new manufacturer, and new businesses to create new jobs and supporting the innovation of our small village and small businesses. And using that approach, we can long-term not only supporting the business inclusion, but also including the digital ecosystem in our future nation. So in the terms of infrastructure problems, we all know that the government already implemented the Palapa Ring Act as the subject to increase the network of internet throughout the nation. So in the case of there are no electricity or even there are no signals, phone internet signals in the village, we will empower the not only using not only using the network of internet, but also the cable. And using this kind of strategy, we are not in, we need the collaboration between the government, between the non-external providers to provide this kind of systematic idea. That that of course they're not only going to be provided from the government, but also the internet providers as well. But it is going to be in line with the act of the Palapa Ring itself. That's going to be
Can you
my answer.
explain a little bit more regarding? You said that new business, new system, and new what else? So can you explain a little bit more? What kind of new business do you offer for this one? For the example, something like that.
Okay. Before the program started, there are going to be a submission of feasibility of demographic and geographic feasibility assessment. During this process, each village will be identified what kind of potential and what kind of the object on each kind of area. So if there's a potential thing or a potential product that can be excruciated from that each region, we going to utilize the Desa Digital Bootcamp Center program to empower, to encourage more of that to become the more suitable in demanding of our market today. So this is the model of sort of a community entrepreneurship program / business incubation model that utilize a digital marketing strategy. So not only we assist them in providing a suitable market demand, but also a holistic approach to digitalize their products into the ecosystem in the digital market.
All right. Thanks, Ravi.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, my turn. So Rabi, it's a really great presentation. Congratulations on that. But I think we need to, you need to explain more about, since this is the, the market of your app is, community from rural area, right? And they're mostly are not tech savvy. They don't really understand how the digital app works. How can you make sure that they, using the app very effectively? And another question is that it has monitoring and evaluation, assessment, right? And what data are you actually using to make sure that the monitoring and evaluation run well?
Okay. Thank you, Kak Diki, for the amazing question. So our target is not only to empower the small businesses, but also to literate them with a digital ecosystem. That's why we include the project of digital literacy in our 3-level framework. In the second term, we introduced the advanced business ecosystem, not only to assist them in the household management system, but also introduce them, applicate them to a holistic approach to create a digital ecosystem model. So we also provide them with an empowerment towards literacy model. And in the regards of what are the milestones or what are the metrics in in applying these projects, there are completely separate terms, but in the activity reports, the need of completion after this project was done is first, increase the product marketing digitalization, increase a rural or village brand, and boosting the conveying urban needs to the rural economy in the long run. That's going to be the end milestone of our project. Probably that's going to answer the question.
Okay. Thank you, Robbie. I think that's enough for me. If Kak Zuhairan any other question?
No, for me, no.
Mine is enough as well, Hannah.
Okay, Pak Arif, if you have anything. Sorry, Sir Arif. Is there any question for Robbie?
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, audible.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity and to ask the questions. Actually, I'm not surprised that Robbie bring the Desa Digital Bootcamp Center because I thought like another story that he wants to empower and enhance the skill and capacity of the desa of the village to become literally digitalized of the technology. My question is going into the structures of the village itself to absorb and to adapt with the digitalizations of your innovations. The first question is how many parties or how many actors that you want to collaborate for this program. Second is how you can manage to bring the actors into a successful impact for implementation of the Desa Digital Bootcamp Center. And the third is how you can make what to say to what extent this project is impactful and successful for implementations in the near future. I want to see the evidence. I want to see the proof if this program is quietly enough to really implement it in the village. So there are three questions that coming from my point of view. So Robbie, you can answer the questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pari, for the question. So basically, the Desa Digital Bootcamp Center is a model of organization and developers. In implementing the program, there are going to be one internal parties and some external parties. We also need the inclusivity of our small businesses, especially in rural sites. So we include the business players, the local community. Also, we need to have a communication channel or program promoters. We also include the non-governmental organization. We also need the crowdfunding developers, digital developers, and the government to regulate and to arrange this framework of system. So basically, there are going to be a lot of integration between all stakeholders. It is hopefully not only provide one assistance from one type of program or one type of perspective, but also many sides of how can we utilize that model. So how can we improve that? So basically, the system are going to be hierarchical model between 1 to 3 levels from the national level until the regional and local model. So in the structure of that model, there are going to be several parties that are going to be involved mostly. It's like higher education in the low part and the government in the center part. And what we need to extend is the program milestone model and the project report that's going to be reported at every time the project ended. It is in the scope of 6 and 12 months in a centralized manner that I was have being presented before. Thank you. That's going to be the answer from Pak Arif.
Okay, thank you so much. The question and answer session is over. So thank you so much, Mr. Robi Ananda, for the presentation. And also we are going to continue to the second participant. And we are going to allocate back to the main room. And to Mr. Robi, please stay in this meeting ya until the last participant finish. Thank you. Okay, Miss Rapida, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, for the second participants, we have Miss Rapida from University of Sriwijaya. Miss Rapida, you can check your microphone first to make sure that your voice is not choppy.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are clear. Yep.
All right.
Okay. Okay, you can start whenever you're ready, and time is yours.
Yes. Thank you. I will start in 3, 2, 1. Children need the right food and nutrients to grow. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Dear honorable judges and all the audience. I am Rapida from University of Sriwijaya. Today, I would like to present my paper entitled Feed Me, Crowdfunding Platform as an Effort to Solve Undernutrition in Musirawas Utara Regency. Next. Ladies and gentlemen, please next the slide. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is currently facing a double burden malnutrition, which are undernutrition and overnutrition. Undernutrition is a condition that indicates inadequate food intake within certain time. There are 3 kinds of undernutrition, which are underweight, wasting, and stunting. Based on the data from Discussdas 2018, the prevalence of underweight in Indonesia is 13.8%, the prevalence of stunting is 30.8%, and the prevalence of wasting is 10.2%. Although the prevalence of underweight in Indonesia is lower than the national prevalence target, which is 70.7%, but underweight children are also at risk experiencing stunting, wasting, or even both. Based on the data from Discussdas South Sumatra 2018, the Musirawas Utara Regency is the highest district. The district with the highest prevalence of underweight, which is 20.9%, and also included as one of the district for the red zone stunting with prevalence 33.2%. And according to Yeni and Juaria 2021, Musirawas Utara Regency also included as one of the district where the poverty rate is high and hard to access clean water. This condition will affect low purchasing power, and if it is happen, it will lead to malnutrition. Next. Indonesia is on the top 10 most populated internet users in the world based on Ministry of Communication and Information 2018. We know that the development of technology has increased rapidly, such as internet. The presence of technology such as website, internet, and also social media can facilitate all activities of its users. One of those technology is online fundraising. Funding activities through website we can call as crowdfunding. According to Aziz et al. 2019, Funding activities rising with crowdfunding system attracting more public attention because it's coverage all over places in Indonesia. Next. Based on the data from Charities Aid Foundation, Indonesia is on the top list, the most generous countries with score 46 for activities of helping others, 78% for donation, and 53% for volunteering activities. This condition will give us a big chance and possibility to conduct online donation in case for solving undernutrition problem. Based on what I have explained before, we need to know the plan design of FeedMe so it can be an innovation donation for solving undernutrition. And also, we need to know the mechanism and how FeedMe giving benefit to solve undernutrition. Next. So this is FeedMe, an online website donation that make us easier to give our donation by only click the donate button in donation menu. Please committee click the mouse to see the link. Yes, you can open the website through that link. And when you open it, there will be 7 menu, which are homepage menu, our belief, how to help menu, donation menu, FeedMe volunteer menu, notification menu, and also contact menu. Next, the step of the donation. The donor or FeedMe angel need to click the donate button in donation menu. And the next, they need to fill the form and fill the nominal that will be donated. And the next, there will be email confirmation to their email, and FeedMe angel need to transfer the donation. And the next is the use of the donation. Money from donation will be used to purchase or buy food stuff from local farmer or local seller, such as staple food, fruit, vegetable, or something like that. And the money also can be used to fill the things that need to be support for solving undernutrition. And the next, FeedMe volunteer will distribute to the food to the target. In this case, our target is underweight children. And also, FeedMe volunteer will giving education. And the last is evaluation. They will FeedMe volunteer will make documentation and report in each activities. Everyone, you have to know that undernutrition is a multifactorial problem that involves various various interventions such as specific and sensitive intervention. Specific intervention carried out through increasing food consumption and effort to prevent disease. So for sensitive intervention, carried out through increasing the quality of environment such as sanitation and clean water. Based on what I have explained before, the use of the money donation, so it is indirectly support the specific and sensitive intervention. By giving the food to the target, we will give them a good access to food stuff and also adequate food intake. So it is indirectly support the achievement of SDGs point 2, zero hunger, with especially 2.2 target and all form of malnutrition. The Next, please. To run this program, of course, we need pentaholistic collaboration between government, businessmen, academic, media, and community. Based on what I have explained before, we can conclude that FeedMe is an online donation website that uses the development of technology such as internet. And it is make us easier to give our donation even though we are not live in Musirawas Utara Regency because of its coverage all over places in Indonesia. By giving the food and feel the thing that needs to be support to solve undernutrition, it is indirectly support the achievement of SDGs point 2, zero hunger, especially 2.2 target and all form of malnutrition. I think that's all my presentation. Thank you for the chance. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much for the amazing presentation from Ms. Rapida. To continue the next session, we have question and answer session, and I will give it back to the adjudicator.
Okay, I think I can go first.
Sure, Kak.
Very great presentation, Rafida, but this is a very critical issue on Indonesia, and I can say that it's like two sides of coins where some people are being undernutrition and some are like in obesity, so it's like two sides of coin. My question would be, there's a lot of crowd, crowdfunding platform in Indonesia, such as Kitabisa, and maybe you can mention more. What makes this Fit Me special? Aside from it is specific for undernutrition issues, and also I want to ask specifically about the transferring system. Is it done manually by transferring, like we're going to the ATM, or like we're doing what is it, like the mobile banking transfer, or is there any like specific part of the website that can be used for us to direct transfer? And also I think when talking about food and undernutrition, there's also another problem, which is food waste. And I think that there should be another part of the website that also not only as a crowdfunding platform, but also um, connect the such as business like restaurants, weddings, which is usually having so much food uh, that is wasted. And your job is actually to connect the those who are about to waste food to your target, which is like the children's in need. So yeah, I think that's just a suggestions. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much, Rafida.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the questions. I would like to answer the first question. What makes FitMe special with different crowdfunding platform? The things that make us different is we are not only giving donation, but we also edit like volunteering activities. So that's why here FitMe provided like FitMe volunteer, which are there are two categories of FitMe volunteer, which are FitMe volunteer from nutrition background and also FitMe volunteer for public. So that is the things that make us different from another platform. And for the transfer donation, we will use ATM and also another e-wallet such as Dana, and also Dana, GoPay or something like that. And also we will provide the button that directly encourage them to the reckoning for ATM and also for transfer through Dana and and another e-wallet. And the next is for food wash. So this is the important things why we have FitMe volunteer. The job of FitMe volunteer not only to distribute the food, but they also giving education to them about food wash, nutrition problem, and etc. And why we didn't conduct like collaboration with restaurant to take their food wash, because it's easily, if we if they give their food directly, it easily to have damage in food, and it is not like a fresh food or something like that. So it's not good for underweight children. If they give us money donation, we can buy the fresh food from local farmer and local seller. So it is indirectly drive the economy there too. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafida.
Yes.
Pak Arif, please.
Oke, terima kasih Pak Zuhair, Mas Diki. Salam kenal semua, belum mengucapkan salam ini, punten ya, tadi datang terlambat. Oke, thank you so much for the kind of the opportunity. Same as the question as Mas Diki said, I didn't see any special reason or any special things that make me interest with this presentation and with this paper. Fit Me crowdfunding platform for the under nutritions. Your issue is not quite significant to bring for me, like example as an investor, to put my money or to donate this. Otherwise, just because like you bring about the what is it, the voluntarisms of the issue of the undernutrition, and also the specific methods that you present is just general as many people do right now. So I didn't see also any special things or make this program unique for attract us as a judges, as the adjudicators, to give you more score, especially for these presentations. So that's the one question. Another questions is about your, you want to involve the contributions, you want to involve the actors with this, with the mechanism of the pentahelix, but does it necessary, what to say, true, or does it necessary need to bring for the pentahelix specific, especially how you can, what to say, make a connection for this following actors to support your program. I don't also didn't get any idea about this mechanism. So that's another question for me. Thank you so much.
So, yeah. So thank you for the questions, Mr. Arif. So the things that make us special is we added volunteering activities. So for pentahelic collaboration, we know that undernutrition problem is not as easy as with the problem that easy as we think. We need pentahelic collaboration because government as a regulator can support our program and can help us to monitoring and also uh, uh, evaluating our program. And for the media can become our such as a place for us give promotion. So why so the things that make this Fit Me special is we uh, we we provide like an hot issue that's malnutrition is still become a burden. So if we did alone to solve this problem, it cannot be solved because it needs collaboration from all stakeholder and from all community. So it will help the government to solve this problem. Thank you. Is there any?
Unfortunately, you didn't answer the questions. How make this program is unique compared to others program? So okay, thank you so much for the answer.
Okay, my turn. Thanks, Rabida, a great presentation. Actually, I have the same question with the both judges before, Kak Diki and Pak Arif. But my question is in here is regarding the step-by-step. First, click the donation button and then fill the form, choose the donation. But in the buy food medical equipment, it will it will be done by Fit Me volunteer, isn't it?
Yes.
So how to ensure the transparency and the accountability for this step, for this one? And the other thing is why your website name is too long, and also in English. Why not, for example, berbagi makan for something like that, or yeah, atau yeah, why it's too long, and also why in English? That's it. Thanks, Rabida.
Thank you for the question, sir. And to show the transparency, I have said before in the presentation, if there are 7 menu in our website, which is notification. It will show you the transparency our donation, and just like how much the donation that have been collected, and how much the money that have been used for solving this undernutrition. And why FeedMe website is too long, the name, because of it's not long actually. It's only use FeedMe only, not FeedMe crowdfunding platform as an effort. No, the name is only FeedMe. And why we use English? Because to attract the donor. So we not only ask the donor from Indonesia, but we can ask the donor from another country. So if we use FeedMe, it will give them understanding about this website for the name.
Because I receive here FeedMe 75474887.wordpress.com, so that's why I asked that.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I answer the question, Mister?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Why we use that link? Because it's still the prototype. I haven't used like a real hosting. So if we use the real hosting, we need to buy the hosting first. So to make this paper, I still use the prototype. Use WordPress, Mister. So that's why the link is too long.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. The question and answer session is over. So I'm so sorry, Mr. Rapida, and also the judges. And thank you so much for the amazing presentation. We are going to continue to the third participant, and we're going to allocate the participants. Thank you, Miss, and stay in the Zoom meeting, ya.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, is Miss Rifka here?
Yes.
Okay, you can start whenever you're ready, but before that, we're going to share the screen. Okay, all right. You can start right now, and time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will start my presentation. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rifka Puspawarni from Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia. In today's occasion, I would like to deliver my conceptual paper for Sustainable Development Goals number 4, Quality Education. In pattern, the concept of village-based learning advisory management to improve student learning quality during pandemic. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 has changed and transformed the education system in Indonesia in the past 1 year. Based on the policy of Minister of Education and Culture, Mr. Nadiem Makarim stated that regarding the implementations of education during the COVID-19 emergency, the learning activity are carried out online to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Ladies and gentlemen, online learning for Indonesian context is still something new, something that was never imagined before. The COVID-19 pandemic is like a big bomb in our country. Online learning makes, something that, Handayani stated that online learning makes students less understand the material presented by teacher because offline learning is not conducive. And ladies and gentlemen, next please. Next please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, go back to the previous slide. Yeah. ladies and gentlemen, online learning for Indonesian context is something new, something that was never imagined before. The COVID-19 pandemic is like a big bomb in our country, especially in education sector. They are not ready, ladies and gentlemen, 100% not ready. So what is the impact of the online learning? I think students feel exhausted because they have to see laptop, they have to study at home all the time and do assignment. It's make the student stress out, ladies and gentlemen. So in this case, I present to you, next please, the Tanuto Foundation survey. We see here when students stress out and involve parent, what happened? We see the statistic here. There are 15% parents who are impatient and tired, and second, there are 19% parents who are stressed out, and there are 15% parents who have difficulty understand their children's subject matter. Next, please. Yeah, from several obstacles faced by parent and student, I propose a solution. This is the solution that I am expect is beneficial for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I call my ideas as village-based learning advisory management. What does it mean? It's actually the activity in the village level or tingkat RW or tingkat desa in Indonesia context. We invite the participant of village authorities to support the education along the theme of family prosperity, called Tim Penggerak PKK, and parent to collaborate in learning advisory management. So, ladies and gentlemen, who are inside village-based learning advisory management, we invite village authorities. They help to provide facilities to support the implementations of learning advisory active, so that the learning advisory goes well as expected. And then we invite the college student. We invite college student who qualify according to the standard to become a teacher. And then the role of parents is to provide smartphone and laptop and for example, or other devices support student online learning. And then a primary school student in Indonesia, we are the maintain active participant in the implementations of learning advisory. So the management of learning advisory, ladies and gentlemen, village authority will act as the primary holder and manager of learning. Parents in certain village should participate in registering themselves and their children to become a member. In addition, in the village authorities, the management of this learning advisory also involves the roles college student in a success of quality educations. And ladies and gentlemen, rural area that target of the learning advisory management are where they are elementary school, there has adequate internet quality for online school activity, and area with 4G speed quality. Next, please. Ladies and gentlemen, what village-based learning advisory management about? The first, we will make a regular parenting seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, parenting seminar is very important. When parents stress out, they need to educate. Ladies and gentlemen, giving the mobile phone to the children is not a good solution. We need to expose them to the dangers of excessive use of mobile phone. That exit. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to educate students, even though students have their own mobile phone. We can ban student not to use smartphone all the time, but we can introduce them interesting application which they can choose based on the capacity of their mobile phone. We introduce applications that can increase knowledge, such as Duolingo, Memrise, Bosu, and etc. And ladies and gentlemen, in this context of study at home, students spend hours in their desk and a room with limited activities. There are several allocate the order to balance physical activities, namely doing exercise, like socializing time, sleeping time, or eating time, and etc. The benefit of balance of physical activities on a regular basis can increase immunity, improve mental health, reduce risk and depressions. And second, supplementary classes. We provide supplementary classes to accommodate those students who don't have mobile phone, or students who have difficulty in learning activity or learning online. So the second, we provide monitoring and counseling student study at home. We will we will make a WhatsApp group for parents, village authorities, the team, and volunteer. And then there is patrol activity. This is operate in the morning. And if the team find a student, for example, it's time to study, but they prefer to not doing their homework, the team will give them a gently reminder. So next, please. I will explain to you. Next, please. I will explain to you about the effectiveness and this program and the implementation through the SMART analysis. The first, why it is effective, specific. Elementary school is our target, and why it is measurable, because it can measure through the number of participants who regularly attend supplementary classes, and also the survey of the parent testimony toward this program later. And then why it is acceptable? It will be acceptable for them because it is actually a simple thing to do, and the activity doesn't require high technology, but they need a volunteerism to initiate the case. And why it is realistic? It's only requires small teams, ladies and gentlemen. In addition, voluntary support in its village. And learning advisory will help to assist students during a pandemic. This is a success. The program can be seen in one semester cycle. Next, please.
I'm
Next,
so
please.
sorry, Miss. The time is over. So we are going to jump to the next session. Okay, thank you so much for the fantastic presentation. I will give it back to the educator.
Okay, Pak Zuhair, Mas Diki, can I
Please.
take first opportunity? Okay. Okay, Rivka, thank you so much for your presentations. Actually, there are some questions and some stuff that I want to ask you about your idea. The first one about why you choose Village for your target program. I mean, like mostly the the children who enroll at the school is mostly live in the urban area. So why you choose Village for the target program? And the second is how many percentage your confidence about this method? Because I think like this is like you want to make a small group, you put it into the specific method, and then you try to make this program running. How many percentage your confidence for engaging the participants to join this program? And then have you test this successful factor to ensure that your concept is applicable for the people or for the children in the village? Because as far as I know, I engage for the small team group is because about the religion issue. For example, like program Ngaji Bersama atau TPA, some things like that. But for the working group or just like study group, I'm not sure that many people or the children willing to join this program. So I want to test about this. How you confidence for us to convince us about this program? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, because my background, I stay in village, so I can see that the struggle of the mother and student to online learning, sir. So I have, idea. This idea I put in this paper because what I see in my village is the struggle between mother and student, because they they don't have any supporting about education. So because I'm as a college student, I have I want to help them to bring to give a better educations to the student, elementary student, especially in the village, because in the village we know that online learning, for example, in the morning they have schedule, but after that they just play around, and sometimes they watch videos on YouTube, or they just play games. And I have confidence that this is my paper can useful for student and parent to help student get a better education. If you ask me, this program just for 6 months, yeah, not every years there is this program, because we we collaborate with a student service, a student study service, to join this community to teach the children based on the level of the student. That's my answer, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I will give another opportunity to the other adjudicators. Thank you.
Okay, Pak Zuhairan, maybe you want to go first?
Okay, let me first. Thanks, Mas Diki and Pak Arif. And thank you, Rifka, for your presentation. I just want to know about how this idea can be implemented in your area, in your village. Actually, the specific question is, do you use the platform to encourage the student not with different thing with their school, or the same platform that they use in the school in the morning? I'm afraid that they have maybe getting bored for this one, and how you to encourage them to your idea for this one. And for the 6 months, why you choose 6 months, not for the all 1 year to academic program, same as the school? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. We make up a patrolling activity. This is, will operate in the morning, and the team will find, the team will control the student. If the student doesn't do their homework or something that useless, the student get gentle reminder. So the applications that we encourage students to use is like, you know, Busu. For example, they want to study about language. Maybe they want to speak, for example, Korean or Japanese or English. They can use applications like Memrise. Also, it support them to you know, increase the wisdom of the student. And then the second question, it's about what's it?
The time frame.
Yeah, the time frame.
The
Oh
time
yeah,
frame.
about 6 months. Why 6 months? Because in this concept, it's just 6 months because we don't know the COVID-19 offer, because this is just for during pandemic. Yeah, because we don't know if it is pandemic still happen in our country. Maybe we can expand, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks, Rifka. Yes, for me, enough.
Okay.
Please, Mas Diki.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Pak Zohairan. Yeah, I think my question would be the continuous question of Mas Arif and Pak Zohairan. Seeing that your project, you know, this program is mostly implemented by the, you know, local authorities such as RT/RW, and then you also involve, you know, university students or college students as the learning advisory. But you know, since 6 months or like maybe few months are not really sustainable, how can you make sure that the program doesn't end, or like the impact doesn't end when the students are not, you know, the community service students are not there anymore, or like how can you manage and make sure that the program is sustainable?
Yeah, we can make a survey. Yeah, if it is not impact to the student, it will you know, we will make another concept to reach the goal of the student. And also we can see the final report from student. Is it increase or not? If is it increase, this concept will be success. If not, so maybe we can you know, we change our concept to be better again. That's all, sir.
Okay, so there's
I think there is a problem with
All right,
study
I think
connection.
that's all. Thank you so much for the judges, and also thank you so much for Miss Rifka Puspawarni from University of Technocrat Indonesia. So yes, we are going to continue our finalists to the fourth finalist. So we are going to allocate right now. All right, for the fourth finalist, we have Miss Junjungani Masratu Rahmatsani from University of Airlangga. Miss Junjungan, are you here?
Hello, yes, I'm here. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, before
you can start right now. Oh, okay.
Just a short note. I'll be using the word next to signal when it's time to change slide. And also, if at any time my voice is not audible or I'm having like signal problems, please feel free to let me know in the chat room.
Okay, sure. You can start right
Thank you.
now, and time is yours.
Okay. How many times have we, throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, felt anxious, distressed, or uninterested in what used to bring us joy, only to shrug it off and think, oh, it will probably go away soon? In fact, when we continue to ignore these symptoms, it may lead to an undetected mental disorder. We need to urgently provide an accessible platform to discuss these conditions without the fear of judgment. Therefore, I, Junjung An, would like to humbly present my paper titled Sehat Jiwa, a telemental health application to achieve SDG 3, good health and well-being in the new normal era through benefiting from Indonesia's primary health center system. Before I proceed further, I'd like to extend my warmest greetings to Pak Suhairan, Pak Diki, and Pak Arif as the judges of today, and also the competition's organizing committee and the finalists. Next. When we hear the word COVID-19, we think of respiratory distress, we think of anosmia, cough, fever, but don't forget that throughout the pandemic, 64.8% of Indonesians are facing psychological problems. We tend to forget that mental health is, in fact, part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, more specifically, Sustainable Development Goal 3. Now with the new normal era going on, healthcare providers must think of ways to continue providing healthcare while still maintaining health protocols such as physical distancing. Next. And one successful method from numerous studies is telemedicine. And in April 2020, the Ministry of Health did create just that. So Sehat Jiwa is a mobile application to provide information, education, and screenings on mental health. On the other hand, we know that Indonesia is blessed with numerous local potencies, from natural resources, cultures, to human resources. Now, pertaining to our human resources, we have cadres or mini health ambassadors assigned by Puskesmas or primary health centers or PHCs in English. Therefore, this paper discusses the prospect of integrating these local potencies, such as mental health cadres, into the available state-owned telemental health application, which is Sehat Jiwa, to continue with the implementation of SDG 3 in the new normal era. Next. So through a computerized data search, I'd like to share several key findings. First, within SDG 3, SDG 3.4 specifically outlines that by 2030, the world must reduce premature mortality from non-communicable diseases by 1/3 through prevention and treatment, and must promote mental health and well-being. SDG 3 is related to all the other SDGs and has strong correlations to SDG 1, 8, 10, and 17. What about the status quo of mental health in Indonesia? In short, it is not very good. We have low health literacy, stigmatization, and even discrimination against mentally ill patients, which are still very much prevalent in 2021. And undoubtedly, the pandemic is making all of this worse. People have lost their sources of income. People have lost educational opportunities and their sense of routine and certainty. So these stressors are detrimental to our mental health. It's important to tackle this problem because without proper investments in mental health, our nation will stray further and further away from achieving equality and a good quality of life. Next. So Indonesian mental health services work based on a referral healthcare system, primary, secondary, and then tertiary care. Unfortunately, they are still very much inaccessible in many areas. We should highlight our focus on improving promotive, preventive, and community-based health. And in Indonesia, almost each district has a primary health center within their proximity. I'm sure we all know this, and therefore the PHC system, along with the people in it, are a promising local potency that can reach out to their close community. In the mental health sector specifically, many districts have actually already involved mental health cadres to screen families' mental health statuses. And moving on to telemedicine, this industry is unsurprisingly growing even faster during lockdown measures due to its proven clinical effectiveness, convenience, low cost, ready accessibility. And one example is Sehat Jiwa. However, reviews on Google Play Store showed that doctors on this app are actually rarely available and no notification nor consultation scheduling features exist. We can see that there is evidently room for improvement in Indonesia's telemental health services. Next. From the results of the literature review, the question arises, what will it take to have Sehat Jiwa actually achieve SDG 3 during the new normal era? So using the model for assessment of telemedicine applications, I would like to present a more in-depth analysis. First, the initial considerations. The purpose of the app is to promote preventive health, to increase accessibility and efficiency of mental health services, and to enforce a stronger referral health system. As of now, its relevant alternatives are private-owned state apps, private-owned apps such as HaloDoc, and this app will be used at a national level. Unfortunately, it is still very immature and requires further pilot projects and cohort studies. Next, let's assess the previous slide. Let's assess the app from multiple disciplines. First, health problems. The primary focus is prevailing mental health issues during the pandemic, such as anxiety, depression, adjustment disorders, trauma. And features I'd like to add are video consultations, group counseling, symptom monitoring, and supportive psychotherapy. Second, in terms of safety, it is highly advantageous during the new normal era because we have reduced person-to-person contact. In telemedicine, there is a risk of privacy breach, but it can be mitigated. Third, expected behaviors are reduced stigma and increased use of technology to detect mental illnesses earlier. Fourth, from the patient's perspective, two great barriers are low digital literacy and low health literacy, but this can be improved through constant education and guidance. And fifth, this app will require partnerships with BPJS as our universal health coverage, as well as other insurance companies and fundings. Sixth, to organize non-healthcare sectors such as schools, nursing homes, internet service providers, community leaders, they all need to be involved. And lastly, from a social culture perspective, users will be paired with PHCs based on their geographical proximity. Why? Because this helps reduce possible misunderstandings from cultural differences and to establish a better rapport between a doctor and a patient. Finally, to transfer from conventional medicine to telemedicine, collaborations with major stakeholders and routine evaluation will be needed. Next. So now we dive deeper into maximizing these PHCs for the widespread utilization of Sehat Jiwa. We need training programs for these mental health cadres. Here, they can be taught topics such as an introduction to mental health, their roles and responsibilities, how to perform effective communication. And both cadres and healthcare workers need to complete a certified training course on how to use and promote the Sehat Jiwa app and where their performance will be routinely monitored and evaluated. Now, mirroring this current referral scheme, a user will first be paired with a cadre in the app where they will undergo screening, maybe supportive psychotherapy if needed, and then refer to a primary care physician, and then further to a more specialized practitioner such as a psychiatrist if necessary. Next. It doesn't stop there because we actually need to convince our close community members to use the app. So this is where the cadres communication strategies play a large role through the theory of mind. First, through the cognitive stage, where they spread awareness and knowledge about mental health and Sehat Jiwa. Second, in the affective stage, by turning the app into a social norm. And then finally, the cognitive stage to motivate others to actually use the application. Now, to evaluate the success of Sehat Jiwa in line with SDG 3, we can use several indicators such as number of consultations held compared to the in-person consultations, or number of health workers using the apps, and then number of early detection rate of mental disorders, among many others. Next. So to summarize, we have holistically reviewed multiple aspects, but we still need extensive pilot projects, strong partnerships, engagement with local communities, and routine evaluation to actually optimize the app throughout our relaunch. Nevertheless, I believe that the development of Sehat Jiwa together with the local mental health cadres is a feasible and practical solution to implement SDG 3 amidst these challenging times. Next. Because remember, at the end of the day, a healthy mind is the greatest treasure to find. Thank you for your attention.
All right, thank you so much for the amazing presentation. So you're going to jump to the question and answer session, and the adjudicator's time is yours.
Okay, Pak Arif, Mas Diki, let me first.
Okay, allow me. Yeah. Allow me to go first, Pak.
Okay, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't open up the camera because of the internet connectivity. Yeah, my question is actually very simple. Anyways, Junjungan, thank you for the presentation. I'm actually looking forward for for this. I'm seeing that the essays you're submitting are very interesting.
Thank you so
And
much, sir.
yeah, and congratulations on your presentation. Yeah, yeah. My question is actually very simple. This is actually a very interesting idea, but where are you going to make this idea into? I mean, are you going to make this like a social in a social program that you collaborate with the government to initiate the program, or are you going to make it into such sort of a social entrepreneurship? If you know Halodoc, where you can consult the doctor and collaborate with them, and there's also the business model. If you're going to make it a business model, and I mean, if you're going to wherever you're going, I mean, whether it is a social or entrepreneurship, how can you define the business model of the project? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Going back to the purpose of the app first, this app is kind of different from the available applications such as Halodoc. In what aspect? In the aspect that this is meant to kind of replace and also like enforce the current healthcare system that we have. So this is meant to this is like not really for profit. This is not really for profit, and because this is government owned, so this will be actually part of our referral health system. So even before coming to the primary health centers or the puskesmas, we expect the goal of this app is we expect them to use this application first before coming to the primary health center. So in that sense, as for the orientation of this application, we stray towards we focus more on like partnerships with universal health coverages such as BPJS, because going back that we're not really trying to look for profit. So yeah, we will be working together with BPJS, and if there are other funds that needs to be covered, like for example, if there needs I apologize. For example, if the BPJS is not enough to cover the funds of the treatment, then that's where we will start to like use the e-wallet features and things like that. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, that answers the question actually. Maybe if I have time, maybe I mean after this what is it like competition, I really hope that you can really make it into a reality.
I hope so
Yeah.
too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, Mas Arif or
Yes.
Pak Zuhairan.
Okay. Thank you very much, Junjungan. A great presentation and also great idea for this application, Sehat Jiwa. I would like to know what is your target for this application. I mean the rural society or urban society, because if the rural society, so how you to reach them to get involved with this application, because the mental health is a very important issue, I think, in Indonesia as well as in Australia. Currently, there is also application hot dogs. So all citizen, including the foreigner, can join that application and also can ask many things about the health through this application. So about this app or this idea, what is your target for this one? Thanks.
Thank you so much, Pak Zulhairan, for the question. So for the target of this application, first, in terms of the age population group, I would like to first target Gen Z and also Gen Z and millennials especially. So around from like the young age up to like 40 years old. Because why? Because they're from research, we know that they are the ones most affected by the pandemic due to job insecurity and then educational opportunity. They lost many educational opportunities, and also for example, for millennials, they're juggling life as parent, they have to take care, they're juggling life as a parent, they have to take care of their children, and then they have to take care of their parents as well. And so for the economic target, I would like to first target middle to middle lower classes. Why? Because they are also the ones most affected by the pandemic. The higher upper classes are not that affected and are actually getting richer throughout the pandemic. So this class is actually more accustomed to using smartphones, but maybe they still need work on like how to use more complicated applications, and they also need to know more about mental health. We still can accommodate lower classes. That is why, but however, telemedicine, if it's just, as we know, if we just like release this telemedicine idea into the nation without proper logistical support, then it will not be inclusive. So definitely we will need to work, if we would like to accommodate lower classes, we will need to it will need more time, but we will work together with other stakeholders. For example, internet service providers and also mobile phone providers to provide like the necessary support for them. And also we have to prioritize these people for the same day appointment. So we can't like tell them, oh, your appointment will be in 3 or 4 days, because they might not have the access to it. If it's still not possible, even with the help of a phone, and it's still not possible because, for example, there's low network coverage in their area, then that's where we can use primary health centers as the logistical center for this application. So like people can actually go to these, you might think like, so what's the point of the telemedicine if people are still going to the clinic, right? But this is actually to help first triage, like, okay, so this person needs primary care. And then from there, if it turns out that, oh, this person needs a more advanced level of healthcare, for example, tertiary care from a hospital, but the hospital is far away. So the primary health centers with the available computers in this primary health centers can actually help us connect to hospitals in urban areas like that. I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Jana.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. I think I just only have 3 minutes left. So what should I call you? Junjungan, Ratu,
Yeah,
Nimas?
you can call me June.
June, okay. June, your application is quite promising because you bring another level the mental health, which is it's quite common right now for the teenagers, for the millennials, for the Gen Y and so on. So I just want to know who is the facilitator or the expert to conduct this, to supervise this application or to support this program. And second is how you can manage the engagement for the people. I mean, who is your target? You said before, but how you can manage the engagement for the young teenagers to use your applications. And also, same like Mas Diki and Pak Zuhair said, that we are really waiting for your application to be implemented because it's something great. I also thinking at the university and then at faculty level that during the pandemic, it's need to have the student counselor to advise, to grip the advice and guidance for the people who have a negative impact about the online learning and also COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pak Ari, for the question and the compliment. So for the supervising body, it will be the Ministry of Health and all levels of assessment from national, regional to local. And to manage the engagement, that is where the role of our mental health cadres will play a part. So they will be the ones continuously monitoring like their close community, like, hi, have you checked in today? How are your symptoms today? Don't forget to check in the app. And if we want to target the younger population, such as teens, that's where we can actually create a dedicated social media platform to promote this application and like promote its features, and then create engaging content from this social media, where the of where the mental health cadres will then like relay to the patients that, hey, you can actually check out our social media and learn about this. So this is how we can continue with the engagement of this application to make sure that it is sustainable even after the pandemic is over. Thank you so much. I hope that answers the question. I believe the time for the Q&A is over.
Okay, thank you so much for the fantastic question and answer. Thank you so much for Miss Junjungani Mas Ratu. Please stay in the Zoom meeting because we are going to call for the last finalist. All right, we're going to allocate first.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Is Miss... Oh, not yet. All right, is Miss RR Halimatuhira is here?
Yes, Kak.
Okay. Okay, you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Check. Am I audible?
Yes, you are clear.
Okay. Central Bureau of Statistics reported there are 4,136 head of cattle population in East Lampung Regency in 2021, reaps the pros and cons of the environmental health in the region. Cattle farm is the main local potency in the East Lampung Regency because it affects the economy and the welfare of the community. When viewed from the environmental side, it certainly has the potential to project the emergence of climate imbalances on the Earth. This is because one cow can produce methane gas emission equivalent to 1,000 liters of gasoline, or the same as the entire transportation sector when put together. The emission of the methane gas has a trapping power of 25 times stronger than carbon dioxide or CO2. Or in the other words, methane gas will contribute 18% to the increasing intensity of the global warming. This condition is also a concern of to the government to provide a policy on limiting the number of cattle population in each farm. This is because Indonesia must fulfill the nationally determined contribution or NDC in Paris Agreement, which has been ratified in Law Number 16, 2016, concerning the ratification of the Paris Agreement to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This will also have a significant impact on the welfare of the cattle entrepreneurs and the community, especially in East Lampung Regency, Lampung Province, as a center for cattle barns. Therefore, what are the efforts or solutions that can be taken to deal with these problems? And what are the steps or strategies to deal with the impact of the methane gas emissions produced by the cows to maintain local potency in the form of the cattle farm in the East Lampung Regency? So I'm RR Halimatuhira from Department of Administrative Law, Faculty of Law, University of Lampung, will provide the best solution in form of healthy local potency in optimizing the East Lampung Regency's cattle farm through Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. Next, please. Okay, I have divided my presentation into 5 points: the substance of the hello potency, the urgencies, instruments, the implementations, and the projection and targets. Next, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, generally, healthy local potency or hello potency is one of the innovative ideas or the ideas aimed at overcoming the large impact of the methane gas emission from the cattle farm. Hello potency consists of 3 substances. First, the definite goal is to reduce methane emissions produced by the cows to create environmental friendly local potency. Second, Hello Potency is based on the international convention that is Paris Agreement 2015, where Indonesia through the NDC must reduce the Earth's temperature by 2 until 1.5 degrees Celsius. And lastly, the Hello Potency is related to many stakeholders ranging from the government, entrepreneurs, communities, and experts. Next, please. And regarding the purpose of the Hello Potency, the urgency itself can be seen from two sides. First, the economy and welfare. The economy and welfare side emphasizes the unlimited business activities related to the cattle farm. This is because through the two Hello Potency instruments, there is no need to limit the number of cows on the farm, but instead provide solutions related to the handling of methane gas emission produce. The urgency of the Hello Potency in environmental perspective is a mechanism to reduce the impact of methane emission by utilizing and making regulations. Next, please. And to achieve these two urgencies, of course, Hello Potency has two instruments that are bound and related. The first is biogas big scale. Biogas big scale is adopted from the cattle farm in Germany, and these tools can work with a detection mechanism by calculating how much methane gas is in the cow shed. Then the suction device will draw all the methane gas contained in the exhaust gas and distribute it to a gas processing plant. And then the gas processing facility will process a methane gas into the alternative energy that can help meet community needs such as gas for cooking or electricity. Next, please. And the second is regulation. The regulation contains an explanation of the purpose of the program, the mechanism for its implementation, and the classification of cattle farms that must carry out the Hello Potency in the East Lampung Regency. In addition, don't forget about the nature of law as means of the regulating and controlling society, which is coercive and clear sanctions are needed regarding violation of the law committed. Next, please. Okay, based on the instruments of the Hello Potency, how can the problem be implemented in the East Lampung Regency? The most appropriate strategy or method is through a series of implementation stages based on the localization of SDGs. The localization of SDGs itself was introduced by John Clinton in 1664, where there is a three bottom line parameter that is used in actualization of Hello Potency. First, profit as a measure of profit and loss. Second, people as a measure of the responsibility of cattle farm owners to the program, and planet as a measure of the responsibility of livestock owners to the environment. Okay, and profit, planet, and people underline three strategic steps in the East Lampung in the massive implementation. For the first step is mapping. Cattle farm will map and classify into three groups. First, the priority group, where this group is the location with the quantity of cattle farms above 20 units. Second, middle scale, a number of cattle farms of less than 20 units or more than 10 units. And lastly, micro scale, consisting of the cattle farms with several less than 10 minutes. And next is dissemination. The socialization step carried out refers to providing the understanding of the concept of Hello Potency, who the parties will be involved, the system of the program to be carried out, and the benefits of the program. And lastly, the corporation, that the parties that can collaborate as the stakeholder are the local government of the East Lampung Regency, and then experts and also community organization, philanthropy, and business actors who will be the main parties that will implement the Hello Potency. Next, please. Okay, next, please. Okay, finally, from the concept and implementation steps, a projected success will be determined, and is estimated the Hello potency will be implemented in various urban villages or sub-district in East Lampung Regency, so that the region, East Lampung Regency, will realize one of the goals of the SDGs through the fulfillment of NDC in reducing methane emissions with local utilization of environmental friendly potency. Next, please. And at the conclusion of the Hello potency, first, handling the large amount of the methane gas emission produced, strategy to realize an environmental friendly cattle farm, and the indicator of welfare of the people of the East Lampung Regency. So the impact of methane gas emissions is no longer an obstacle for stakeholders to develop their business, because now we have an environmental friendly friendly local potency that is healthy local potency. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the fantastic presentation. So we are going to directly jump to the question and answer session. The adjudicators, time is yours.
Diki and Parif, let me first.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you. What should I call you? Hira?
Yes, Hira.
Okay. Thank you very much for your great presentation. I just want to know, Hira, what the difference your idea with another concept like this. I mean, in another country, I think we can find so many things. The idea to reduce the impact of methane emission through the cattle farm. So what the difference of your idea and the others? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question, and let me answer it. Hello potency is really original from the East Lampung Regency. So the main point of the Hello potency, and it is like the differences between when Kak Zuhai said that between the other countries. First, the Hello potency based on the legal instruments, that is especially in form of regulation, that is Perda. So when we are talking about the program, we can implement it easily, and we can and the farmers or the owners of the cattle farm will be using the program comprehensively. And second, if we know about the mechanism of the Hello potency, definitely the Hello potency is really for example, like a beneficial for the society in the East Lampung Regency, and they can cooking, or the for example, like the process of the methane emission from the Hello potency will be beneficial for the for example, like the activities of the society in the East Lampung Regency. And lastly, the Hello potency is also give the big impact of the Indonesia for big impact, that is the NDC itself. And it's like the differences between every country. Like Indonesia is one of the signatories of and ratified the convention. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, thank you. Please, Mas Diki, Pak Arif.
Mas Arif?
Monggo Mas Diki, saya terakhir aja.
Oh, oke. Okay. Oh, oke. Okay. Thank you, Mas. Thank you, Pak Zuhairan. Yeah, this is actually a very great idea, Ira. But we can see that there's a lot of things that needs to be prepared, and that needs to be strategized in order for making this idea and concept to be implemented. So my question would be, for specifically for the, what is it, like the biogas, a big scale biogas, which require technology, right? Which require machine. How if of course we want this not to be just an idea, but of course we want it to be implemented, right? How can, if it's to be implemented, how can you strategize the funds that will be needed in the first stage, that will be used for the machines, and also seeing that this is actually not only farmers community, but there's also corporates, there's also government involved in this idea. How can you strategize as well in order to make this partners cooperate one another, and how can you do that?
Okay. Based on my implementation step, we think there is a cooperation steps to handle or to set the fundings of the system of the biogas big scale and so on. So I think if I want to implement and I want to set the funding of the Hello Potency, definitely I can making good communication with every parties that is the stakeholders of the Hello Potency, and especially the government, because the government have the big budget for the fulfillment of the Hello Potency, right? And if we're talking about the mechanism to make for example, like the mechanism of the funding itself, I think the right way is we have to make the evaluation, because the evaluation will be determine how budget that will be using in the implement of the Hello Potency. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Hira.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think I just saw another moderator in here because you look like the same.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello. Nice to meet you, Hira.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. So regarding about your presentation about the Hello Potency, could you go into the 7 or 8 slide? I want to see the explanations in the 7 or 8, the slide, please.
Yes, sir.
So as far as I know about the East Lampung Regency, they also have the program to empower the small and medium enterprise, and especially for the local farmer. And there is the cooperations between local government and also the private sectors to bring the positive impact into this. So my questions is about your idea, especially about the implementations in the real life, and how you can make this program unique and impactful, especially for the local farmers and also for the local villagers. And also the second is what you need, the real contributions, especially I don't know, fund or legalizations or laws or some things, because you're coming from the law students. What is what's basically need to implement your idea regarding about to achieve the SDGs issue in the regency level? So that's my questions for you, Hira. So
Okay.
please, you can answer the question.
Okay, thank you so much for the question, and let me answer it. Before I answer the question, I want to I would like to give the disclaimer. The Hello Potency is divided in the period of the Hello Potency is long and short term. So if what is my and how the halopotency will be the best solution, and it's very important to the cattle farm owners and the farmers, and then the society or the villagers. First, because if we have to look at the essentialities of the halopotency, for sure, the halopotency really profitable because there is a biogas big scale. So the villagers and the all sectors or all stakeholders in the East Regional Lampung will be take the utilization of the biogas big scale. And second, if we're talking about the the institution that will be the key of the successful of the halopotency, for sure. It's all about the corporation that I have explained before, because for example, like the government district, for example, like the government district, and also the DPRD provinsi, and also it is the most essential institution to ratify or to make the regulation and to ratify the regulation someday. The halopotency also will be for example determine the best handling of the. Oh, thank you, it's over.
All right, is it okay?
Okay.
All right, I think it's good. And yes, thank you so much for closing. And the final and finally, this final round is already end. And finally, all of the participants have performed very well. We appreciate all of your hard work, and I would like to say thank you so much, because after this we will have the adjudicators verbal, where you can ask about your presentation or any suggestions from the adjudicators. So for the adjudicators, time is yours.
Who's the
From
first?
Sir Arif or Sir Zuhairan or Sir Diki, you can give the general feedback for participants.
Oke. Mas Diki, monggo, Pak
Oh, ya.
Zuhair.
Bapak, monggo Pak.
Hana, can I give a comment for the paper as well?
Yes, sure.
For the
Sure,
presentation.
sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for all, and also for the participant, Pak Arif, Pak Diki, and also the committee. I would like to highlight some issue on the paper. Actually, there are lots of topic sentence that I found in some papers. If you see on I think most of the paper, do you know about the topic sentence is? Topic sentence is kind of like how to attract the reader. What is your topic? What is your idea? And what is your issue on your paper? So this is important thing that you have to highlight in the first line on the of introduction. And also I miss regarding the thesis or problem statement that you address. It's kind of like how to say the example, the purpose of this paper, something like that, or the objective of the paper, the aims of the paper, something like that. So I missed that kind of sentence on some of your papers. And also in the literature review, it's very important for this kind of paper, because from this we can find the gap that we can highlight, and we can fill that gap. For example, as I asked the question in the last presenter to Hira, there are many issues regarding the reducing methane emission through the cattle farm. If you search in scholar.google.com, I can find 38,400 papers regarding that. So it is important for you to read some paper that related to your idea, your topic, so you can see how to fill this gap in the literature, and this will help you to propose your idea in the good ways. And after that, please also put your strengths and weaknesses of the paper. It is also important because when you know your weakness, so you can propose the future research or future idea to the other reader. So this is important as well for the paper. I think this is my comment for the paper that already given to me. And for the presentation, I think all of you are good and very well in delivering presentation, and also yeah, good in giving your feedback, and yeah, well done. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. And for the next, if Sir Arif or Sir Diki have anything?
Oke. Mas Diki boleh saya duluan ya?
Ya, monggo Mas Arif.
Yeah, so the general statement, overall, I appreciate for the all participants who deliver a very good presentations. Some of you bring the issue which maybe some of the student didn't thinking about it. So I appreciate for the participants, and maybe about the for the paper. Some of you also write a good article, write a good paper with the very systematic format, and also very bring the case, very bring the evidence, bring the data, because you know we are living in the university life. We bring the data into our opinion to give the clarification, to give the justification of what we want to deliver to the participants or to the audiences. So overall, I enjoy all the participants, all the presenters who coming from the all over the university outside Unila. So I appreciate, and I hope that you can always sharpen your skill and knowledge, bring out of box issue, and then gain your knowledge and experience during the competitions, and make the idea to become a real in the future. So I think that's all for me. I enjoy so much for become educators for this presentation. This is my third year, especially to become a paper educator, and every year I get inspirations from the participant about their paper. So very good job for you all, and then I wish you good luck. And for those who become a winner of the paper presentation, I congratulate to you. And for those who not become a winner, this is not the end of the journey. You still have another long way to become a champion. So keep learning, keep studying, keep practicing, and then inshallah in the next in the future you can become a winner. So thank you for all.
All right, thank you, Sir Arif. If Sir Diki have anything, you can
Yes.
turn.
Yes, thank you, Hannah. Yeah, congratulations. First of all, I want to say to all of you for making it into top 5. That is already an amazing achievement for all of us. You know, despite the pandemic that happens to us, you guys are still making yourself very contributive and still thinking about the nation despite the situation like this. So yeah, first of all, maybe I want to say that I really love the ideas all of you have present to us. I mean, despite the pandemic, maybe the health problem is happening, but we should not also forget about other problems, right? And I'm really happy to see that you bring mental health and climate change, entrepreneurship, education, and also foods. All ideas are very different, and all the ideas are really important for us, especially right now. So I wanna say thank you to that. And also, I mean, regarding the essays, Pak Zahiran and Mas Arif are already giving us many inputs. So maybe I wanna direct, giving maybe some inputs on the presentation. So most of your ideas are actually very big. It's like a big idea and very complex idea. So maybe my tips would be, maybe you can, this is a big idea that you want to present, but make sure that you also highlight how you can start the idea. How can you manage the idea in the first place? Because a 1,000 miles of journey starts from a single step. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe you can start from the pilot project or like pilot ideas as well, and then you can like direct into the bigger ideas. So don't forget to make it to put it in your essay, maybe on the next competition or program. And also, presentation is, essay presentation is like a pitching, right? It your purpose is to attract like us, especially the educators or like people who are watching, so that your idea is like, attracting, right? So make sure that you also highlight the, what is it, like the uniqueness, or like what makes your idea stand out. You can mention that, oh, there's already this app, but our app is more than just that app, or like our idea is more than just that idea. So make sure that you always put that in your presentation, so that, because that really what made us remember your presentation and what made us attracted to your idea. So yeah, despite that inputs, you guys are doing a really good job. If I maybe a few years back, I was at your age and I was not doing that this grade that your guys are doing. So congratulations on that. University students right now are very competitive, and you guys are showing that you are very bright youths. And yeah, congratulations on that. Yeah, I think that's it. Hannah, thank you so much.
All right,
Congratulations.
perfect. Thank you, sir. All right, after this, we will calculate the score for all of the participants. Can leave the Zoom meeting and you can join again for the closing ceremony on the second day, which is tomorrow. And also, we will announce the winner on the closing ceremony. Once more, thank you so much for joining the paper presentation competition. And thank you so much for all of the honorable judges. I'm Hannah, as the moderator, want to apologize if I have any mistakes during this final, and I will close this competition by saying hamdalah, alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, and thank you for your huge attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you,
Waalaikumsalam
everyone.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Sir Zuhairan, Sir Arif, and Sir Diki.
Yeah, thank you so much as well, Hannah, for
Karena kita
making
nggak ini dulu Han,
Yes,
kita
sure.
nggak
Oh, foto ya.
ngobrol bareng,
Oh yeah, sure,
nggak
sure.
foto, nggak ngobrol dulu.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to take a photo first. All right. Please on your camera on.
Kayaknya udah ada yang keluar nih tadi.
Oh yeah.
Si siapa?
Come on.
Si Hira mana Hira?
I think she's in the bad connection right now, sir.
Panggil di.
You're not in the same place, by the way.
Oh iya
Okay, all
dong.
right.
Yang satu di rumah ya, lupa saya.
Yeah.
Yaudah, yuk.
Okay, we are going to take the photo. I want to count. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Kalau orang sudah. All right. Once again. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you everyone for participating. Thank you so much for the honorable judges. You guys can leave this meeting and see you in the EEC in action next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Pak Zuher, Mas Diki, kita ini dulu kali ya? Langsung ngobrolin aja.
Boleh, terserah
Diskusi
kalau
ya,
mau
Pak.
diskusi. Boleh.
Dulu.
Oke, sure. Harus dialokasikan ke breakout room kah, sir?
Enggak, ini pesertanya suruh, ini tinggal
Oh iya,
keluar
yes,
kan?
okay.
Nah, udah ya.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Pesertanya
you
aja yang live.
everyone.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Oke.
Alright.
Dah semua kan?
All of this committee, sir.
Oke. Jadi mohon maaf ya kalau saya dulu aja biar saya membuka diskusi dulu. Jadi kalau saya lihat sih memang overall ada yang menampilkan ide-ide yang out of the box yang saya bilang kayak yang nggak kepikirkan oleh saya. Jadi kayaknya kita nggak tahu sih udah satu pemikiran, kita udah tahu